But I think the challenge with aid, with these big institutions, is they don't really understand what do people really need, what do people really want, and what will make their lives better in the longer term rather than in the short term. And I think this is where we sometimes find that big organizations assume that they know everything because they read research, which is normally not done by people in the country, done by other external to the country. And so they just assume this is what people need, this is what people want, really want, and this is sometimes the wrong assumption. If we are just using the sort of World Bank and all the various institutions to sort of provide aid and monitor aid and things like that, I don't think we do very much good. We just do something, it feels good, but it doesn't last very long. But if actually we invest in the technology, we invest in the infrastructure, that means that the technology and the mobile systems will be there for a long time and benefit for a long time, then I think it can be regarded as successful. You know, we can provide mobiles, for instance, for people to communicate, provide it for free. But what do we actually achieve by that? We just allow people to use mobiles for free. But if we provide, you know, something that will actually help them with their lives, like providing with information that actually really helps them, then I think, you know, it can work. It's essential that the private enterprise within the country, the sort of who live in the country, are involved to a large extent. You know, particularly when you're looking at things like mobiles for health or mobiles for education. It can't just be imposed from the outside. It has to be provided from the inside. And I think that's when you can only get to scale if you do that. If you do it just without the private sector involvement within the country, it's probably bound to fail. What we need to achieve, I think, is we need to find a way to make people more self-sufficient and make aid more longer term, so that we're not actually just providing aid indefinitely. We need to see an end to the provision of aid externally, and so that actually that the aid is no longer required from an external point of view, but people are actually been able to lift themselves up and sustain themselves on a longer term by themselves. I think if you want to look at what is the impact, you see, how does it touch people's lives? What do they actually do different, or how do they live differently from before you provided that help or that aid or that new solution? How do people live differently? If you look at mobile money, for example, how does it change people's lives? You found that people now are more involved in opening up their new businesses because they can. Or when you look about agriculture, if they actually are getting better crop yield, or if it's health, if people are actually going to the clinics more often, that's a measurement, I think, of success, not just the provision of those information systems or whatever it may be.